Starting off this year's listing, we have none other than Giga, a new face to these Belgian top player videos, but very deserving of being in this one. He started off the year with around 8.2 kpp, not having achieved much in his words in the last 5 years. A surge of motivation got him to play more, and he quickly started setting some 500s and lots of 400s. That didn't last long sadly, as he injured himself in his right hand. But 3 months later, he came back stronger than ever and set his first 600 and has been in his prime ever since, having gained 3000 pp last year. He also dabbled in some tournaments like our very own Belgian Osu Cup, Provençal and PNK, with each of them being lots of fun. With what he has shown to be capable of, I'm sure Giga is someone we'll be seeing in this list again next year and for sure on a higher spot.
2025 was a year in which iBlue decided to step things up a notch, which in turn gave him the 14th spot in this year's listing. A year with new goals and aspirations is what 2025 meant for iBlue. Once again playing more actively with the goal of climbing the ranks alongside starting content creation are what kept him busy this year and will carry over into the next one. Shown clearly by ending the year by posting the first episode of a video series in which he plans to become a top OSU player in 1 year, learning or improving in certain skill sets by focusing on them for an entire month. Definitely something interesting for everyone to look into. As for personal performances and plays, he set a new top play on Symbolic with DT, getting 99.12% IQ or 723 pp, a DT FC on Clear Mind worth 673 pp, and a Clean FC on the new Epitaph with 99.68% IQ or 664 pp. iBlue is definitely a player with a lot more to show, and if he keeps this up, the upcoming year is going to be huge.
The Zote is here, taking up the 13th spot despite having an entire playstyle shift this year due to his tablet breaking. This is all due to him showcasing how strong his Nomad and hard rock consistency truly is, reaching 4-digit the year prior and now standing strong in the top 3k with 11k pp. The motivation to start grinding again only really came after a fun trip to this little event called COE in the Netherlands, which is clearly visible on his profile. Setting his first 700 pp play on Age of Tyranny HR with a nice 98.96% accuracy, alongside an almost entire change of his top 100, showing just how consistent he can get with these crazy plays. Zodix has been someone that can put on display just how consistent he can perform at a high level, no matter the peripherals. All he needs is some motivation, and he can make wonders happen like he did in this year, and he will continue to do in the years to come.
Number 12, Uyas, who started the year off strong alongside someone we'll see later on this list by taking the win in our Belgian team tournament after a close tiebreaker right after a bracket reset. This pop-off period continued with 5 700 pp plays and many others which skyrocketed him to 3-digit. All of this alongside an unranked 800 pp play on title screen. For the rest of the year he decided to focus more on tournament play in Provençal and PNK, placing really high in both. Uyas is someone more than worthy being on this list because of the performances he can set when the drive is there, shown by him setting a cheeky new top play all the way in December, truly ending of the year with something we might see more of in the coming year.
And at 11th place is Vinny! Everyone knows Vinny for being the second fastest Mahjong wall builder in all of Belgium. But in 2025, he had some standout achievements in OS as well, notably breaking through the 10k pp barrier right at the end. He set some banger plays like a 4-miss on remote control with DT, a near FC on Happy Song, and a DT FC on airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now. Vinny showed some great tournament performances this year as well. He placed 4th in BOC, meaning he's the 4th best Belgian player. He had some clutch plays in OWC and helped secure Antwerp's win in PNK. Let's act like that ended in 2025. Overall, Vinny recovered well from his injury and put in consistent practice, improving significantly as a result. We're all looking forward to seeing him improve in 2026 at Mahjong.
At the number 10 spot, we have a name every Belgian Osu player is familiar with. Some might even call him the face of the Belgian Osu community. None other than Lemuse, making his first ever appearance in the top 15 Belgian Osu players. Lemuse started off 2025 with having just a couple 500 PP scores, relying mostly on his tapping to farm PP. As the year progressed, however, he improved significantly in playing flow aim, ending his year with 5 600 PP plays on flow aim maps, 2 of them being 700 PP chokes, 1 on Epitaph and 1 on the Whisper of Ancient Rocks. Throughout 2025, he showcased his potential in both flow aim and speed, with impressive scores like a 98% AC play on FN 380 ACP and a full combo on Niplash. I'm excited to see further improvements in his speed capabilities and where his DT A mark will take him in 2026.
It wouldn't be a Belgian top player video without our grandpa Optimism. Even though we find him on the 9th spot, which is quite a bit lower than we're used to from our Permastack rank 2 Belgium, he has only gotten better at the game, which he easily puts on display whenever he finds the time to play. Despite the decline in activity, Optimism still managed to set some insane scores this year, like a near 1 KPP choke on View of the River Styx HR with 2 misses and a clean 99.65% AC worth 870 PP. He also set an HRFC on Emulation Supreme's top diff worth 804 PP and an unfortunate choke on Pixel's Glory's Epitaph with HR worth almost 800 PP. It almost seems casual how this gamer can come online and set these high-end plays like it's nothing. They're truly a treat to watch. So let's hope he'll have more to show in the coming year. In 8th position this year, we find Juros. It's not really surprising to see him on this list, considering the high amount of plays that he was able to set across a wide variety of skill sets. He went from being known as an aim swap farmer and excelling at it, with scores such as RU for me extreme difficulty, 2 misses with 3 mod, to playing 3 maps and doing scores that are only matched by a few other top Belgian players, such as a Sarajevo FC or a Wheel of Lama S rank. He also practiced some speed with Pure Ruby and other scores. It's safe to say that Juros is pretty versatile, and this also reflects in his tournament performances, where he performed well, such as with PNK, Wallonia Team A, or in the Provençal Team B. Sadly enough, he didn't make OWC this year and he kind of regrets that. But overall, he was able to gain 1.5 KPP this year. Let's hope he can still continue to progress during this year as much as he did last year, and hopefully he can make it far in the tourneys that he plays in. Ranking wise, this year he said that he still wants to push, so let's hope 2026 is as good for him as 2025 was.
For the 7th position, we have Loriax. He has always been part of Belgium's top scene throughout the recent years, with 2025 being no exception, as he performed quite well this year. Even though he only plays a few times a month, he was able to set a bunch of plays throughout the year. Being such a versatile player, he managed to set a couple 700 PP plays with AGDT and HR. Besides that, he also set quite a few hidden and stream scores he can be proud of. His tournament performances didn't disappoint either. He played during 4WC, the Provençal for Team B with Juros, and also in both OBTT and BOC, where he performed quite well. Funny enough, being very close with Juros and the other Walloon players, Loriax is proud to say that he is part of the Walloon Mafia while grinding. Overall, we can only hope 2026 offers him greatness just like the year before.
Coming in at spot number 6 this year, we have MRB. Turns out he's good at something other than team flushing in Counter-Strike or no-showing matches in PNK. Setting a bunch of aim, reading and tech plays throughout the year, MRB has found himself in the upper half of this list, mainly because of his contribution in OWC this year. In order to play in OWC, he had to grind back the 4-digit once again, which he did by playing a variety of aim slop, including his impressive new top play, Bubblegum Nightcore and Cut version with the hidden and Nightcore modifications. He set impressive plays on the more aim and reading heavy maps in the group stage, even earning him the title of Hidden Specialist of the Belgian OWC team. Let's hope our Hidden Specialist gets even more Nightcore and Cut version top plays in 2026.
Again, okay.
Instead of listing individual cool scores of Mr. Unmay, who we find on the most deserving 5th spot in this listing, it's more interesting to talk about the insane story arc that unfolded for him in 2025. Our story starts with Unmay signing up for 5WC at the start of the year and showing off by placing 1st in our Belgian tryouts. The team sadly didn't qualify for the tournament, but despite that, Unmay got a surge in motivation and soon after breached into the 4-digit range. Later in the year, not long after he made an appearance on the Dutch national television during COE 2025 in early August, he participated in our national badged 1v1 tournament and placed top 8, alongside some insane matches like tiebreaker matches against both Loriax and Kaizix, which are both very respectable tournament players. Then, when OWC time rolled around, we found Belgium qualifying into the tournament with Unmei on the roster. From a new tournament player in 5WC to OWC in the same year, it really is as ridiculous as it sounds. Unmei's story is one pretty much no one will be able to replicate. All of the hard work and motivation culminated in 2025 being an unforgettable year for this prodigy, and I'm sure he'll continue to strive for even greater heights, because he's already shown he's capable of so much more. What will we see from him in 2026? I wonder.
Grok, who is the 4th best Osu player in Belgium? It's 5 Yoshi? Yoshi is the oldest person ever, having the oldest Osu count on this list, and let's just say, Unk still got it. After 8 consecutive years of OWC attendance and ignoring a certain incident, 2025 was finally the year Yoshi qualified with the Belgian team, and in no small part due to his efforts. We even managed to win a map for the first time ever, Get Owned Uruguay. In PNK, Yoshi helped show why Antwerp is the true capital of the lowlands. He also placed second in OBTT, but let's be honest, he was carried by his teammate. Despite telling you he's washed every time he plays, 2025 was his best year yet. He finally broke through the 700 PP barrier with a 1 miss on just ability, with hidden of course, and even went to set a second 700 on the OG Matt Piero with hidden hard rock. He told me he also choked an 800, but I don't know on what map, so you'll just have to believe him. All these plays catapulted him to nearly 13,000 PP, showing that Yoshi hasn't even reached his peak, and that old age is no deterrent to true skill.
In the number 3 spot, we have a player you should all be familiar with and expected to be in the top 3, Hanori. In 2025, Hanori has been attempting to push his skill cap to new heights like every year, tuning his tablet settings, focusing on skill sets he isn't the most comfortable on, like high AR, fast aim, and even throwing some flow aim into the mix. However, all this grinding to push set skill cap had some consequences for his hands, which he hasn't fully recovered from, as his aim is even shakier than before, but that's nothing some quick W, taking good care of yourself, and playing copious amounts of WUA can't fix. And injuries aside, Hanori's turn year was pretty good, adding another badge to his profile with Lizaroni's draft cap, getting a solid 2nd place finish in this year's BOC, and being a big contributor in Belgium qualifying for the group stage of OWC this year, in which he also set some pretty good scores. And despite his supposed allergy to flow aim, he got his first 700 on View of the River Styx, which unfortunately is no longer 700 PP, but impressive nonetheless. Let's see if he can push his skill cap even further in 2026, or if he'll pick up yet another gacha game.
Second to none, except the person who will come next, we have Mornis, the most demure, stoic and nonchalant gamer on this list. 2025 was quite the year for him in both tournament play and solo performances. Speaking of the latter, Mornis set his first of 5 700s this year as a DTFC on Shisana Harino Yona worth 733 PP. This play sadly gets greatly overshadowed by his top play, which is a clean 99.44% FC on Pixel's Glory Epitaph, which he was forced to play in a multi-lobby. Truly a tragedy. Also really noteworthy is his Those Who From the Heavens Came pass with HR worth 728 PP. In terms of tournament play, Mornis has performed really well this year, being one of the core players in the Belgian OWC team, having won the Suji Spring Cup as a D seed with his team and getting 3rd place in the Belgian Osu Cup, our national batch tournament. And I'm sure by now he'll also have a PNK 2025 win under his belt together with the rest of the Antwerp team. Whenever he decides to boot up Osu instead of RuneScape, some interesting things tend to happen. All we can hope for is that this trend continues in 2026 and we'll see just what the demure, stoic and nonchalant Mornis is capable of.
Seeing him here might not be the biggest of surprises, but that just stands as a testament to his prominence in the Belgian Osu sphere. Starting the year off strong by winning the Belgium team tournament together with Uyaz, on a close match with a bracket reset and a back-to-back tiebreaker. This proved to be a great beginning to a very interesting year, as just 18 days later, Hexy set his first 1000 PP play on Unwelcome School with Hidden Double Time, which sadly got nerfed to 989 PP after the latest rework. There's honestly too many great scores this absolute gamer has set this year. A hidden double time score on Chaos Lit's Grenrio Kaiko, an insane hidden double time play on Stellarium, an unfortunate one-miss play on Friends' Freedom Dive, and an FC on Numerio's diff of Megalomania. How does he do it? Hexy also found himself as the winner of our very own batch national tournament once again, showing off that alongside his rank he is definitely one if not the strongest all-rounder in Belgium currently, which he really put on display during OWC this year. Words can't describe how good of a player Hexy currently is, even outside of the Belgian community, but the performances he puts on display every time he boots up the game do. Another year, another Hexy Glaze script for the Belgian top player video. Let's see what legendary things our GOAT will pull off next year.